Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. If you are new, my name's Sophia and I'm 14 years old. I'm a reptile owner and this channel is called The Crested Crew. In today's video, I will be doing a crested gecko FAQ, which is a crested gecko, like a frequently asked question video for crested geckos. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So today, my crested gecko Nala, let's just focus on her if the camera can focus. So here is my crested gecko Nala. She is 12 months old. I actually have another crested gecko. I do not know her birthday, so I can't really calculate her age. But she didn't want to come out tonight, so I pulled Nala out of her enclosure. She is a Dalmatian Harlequin pinstripe, and I got her from Tiki's Geckos. Their link will be in the description below, but she's such a nice gecko. I love her so much. She's so friendly, and she just loves to be handled. Here, let me just try to focus that on her again. So, there's Nala for you. So she's gonna be helping me today. I actually have the questions right here. So the first question is, can I hold my crested gecko right when I get him or her? So I am saying no, because obviously everything's going to be new for your little crestie and you just want to give them some time to settle in. So I would say 2 weeks, but I actually waited a week and a half to handle Nala. I actually waited 2 weeks for Cleo, but Nala did just fine when I waited a week and a half. But the point is, I think you just should wait, you know, max 2 weeks so that your crested gecko can get situated into his or her new home. They have to get used to the temperature and everything like that, because they're just gonna be really stressed when you get them. What can I feed my crested gecko? I have the questions and answers here. So, you can actually feed your crested gecko Pangea or Rapashi and a variety of insects such as crickets, dubia roaches, and black soldier fly larvae. They are feeding on black soldier fly larvae right now, but they've fed on roaches. By they, I mean my geckos. But they fed on roaches, crickets, and other insects. But Pangea and Rapashi are basically powdered a powder food, and if you mix it with water, it becomes more like a smoothie. Just add 1 part water, 1 part Pangea or Rapashi, so it's not too chunky or too watery. My geckos love Pangea watermelon. One of the insects that a lot of people want to feed their geckos are superworms, and I honestly don't recommend that because of the superworm's exoskeleton. It's hard to digest. But some people feed them to their geckos and they do just fine, but it's your choice. Okay, what enclosure should I get? So just putting that out there, your enclosure should always have more height than width, because crested geckos are arboreal species. They come from the high trees of New Caledonia, Australia, so they love foliage and they just love hiding in leaves and hides in general. Right now, I'm housing my geckos in a 12 by 12 by 18. The reason why I'm housing them in this enclosure is because they're still juveniles, but when they're adults, I'm planning on moving them. Into a 24 by 18 by 36 Exoterra, both of them separately, and they're both of the setups are going to be bioactive, hopefully. I'm planning on giving them bioactive because I absolutely love the setups. I love how people just set them up. They just look like they're having so much fun while just setting them up and ordering everything that they need. You actually get to customize your bioactive enclosure, and I just cannot wait until they're adults. For decor, you should always have foliage, obviously, because like I said before, they come from the trees. You should always have hides, just branches to climb on. A Nala setup, I have a grapevine branch, I have a few bamboo sticks, I have a mushroom ledge from Pangea, I have a Zoomed Repti shelter. For substrate, I have paper towels, and then I have some, I don't know what they're called. I have mandarin leaves, fake mandarin leaves from Exoterra. In the corner of her enclosure. She's doing just fine, and that's more than enough for a baby slash juvenile. Another question, this is frequently asked. very often. Does my gecko's tail grow back when it falls off? The answer to that is no, unfortunately, but they do grow back, sorta, but it just looks like a little frog butt. I will insert a photo. But don't worry, this does not hurt them whatsoever. It just may look a little funny, and they may have a hard time balancing after they, you know, drop their tail. They could drop their tail for multiple reasons, but some of the most common reasons are maybe just a loud noise or an unexpected action with your hand or anything else. Is my crested gecko eating? So I actually questioned and I was wondering this myself when I first got Nala and Cleo. I saw that they weren't, it didn't seem like they were eating. I figured out that Nala and Cleo were eating. They actually were pooping a lot. So that was a sign of eating. That was a sign that they were eating. So where should I get my crested gecko? I got my crested gecko from a trusted breeder, as I said, Tiki's Geckos. Again, I will leave their link in the description if you guys want to go check them out. But you should always get your crested gecko from a trusted breeder, from a reptile convention, or online. Never in a million years get a gecko, or any animal for that matter, from a chain pet store such as Petco or PetSmart. The reason why is because they breed them in very bad environments. They do not take care of them well, and they put them in enclosures that don't even suit them as an animal. How long do crested geckos live? Crested geckos can live from 15 to 20 years, so make sure you're ready for that commitment. Where do they come from? Like I said before, they come from New Caledonia, Australia. They live up in the trees, and they are obviously in a rainforest environment. That's why I recommend a lot of foliage for the decor of their enclosures. Their humidity should never drop below 50. This has happened to me before, but when I see this, I immediately fix it by spraying down their enclosure with my mister. But their humidity should always stay at 60 to 80%. High 60s, preferably low 70s to low 80s. How should I handle my crested gecko, and do they like being handled? Crested geckos are docile animals, and very docile animals, and some of them love being handled, and then some of them don't. That's okay. When they're young, they are very jumpy, and they might just fall out of your hands, you know, accidentally or on purpose, because they might think that they jump on something, but sometimes they just throw themselves. Like Cleo, when I first got her, and I first handled her for the first time, she jumped everywhere. She got in my hair, she just threw herself to the floor. It was a disaster, but she's gotten better. She still jumps, but she's not as crazy. If your gecko does not like handling, I still recommend trying to just fit, you know, in some handling time, because you should always have them used to you. In case you need to get them to clean out their enclosure, etc. How you should handle your crested gecko. You should handle them gently, because obviously when you first start handling them, they will be small and they are very fragile creatures. So you can use the hand tactic. Okay, let me show you the hand tactic, if she will cooperate. So you could do this, and then you could just put your hand one in front of the other. And she's not really into it right now, but usually she's really fast. When she just gets out of her enclosure, she really loves doing this. Just a quick note, if it's your first time handling a crested gecko, please handle them over a bed or a soft carpet. In case they jump, they don't land on a hard surface and hurt themselves. So I got some other questions from my Instagram story. Okay, one was from Jen's Pets. Love you, Jen's Pets. She's so nice. Please go give her a follow. Her Instagram link will be down in the description below. Hers says, what's your favorite morph? Mine has to be either an extreme Dalmatian or a lavender crested gecko. They're just so pretty. Also, lily whites, even though they're really expensive, lily whites are so beautiful. The next question comes from Maddie's Animals YouTube. Hopefully I said that right. How to reduce the smell in your crested gecko's enclosure. Now, it may smell, but what you can do is you can actually, this is actually a gnat repellent, and also it smells super good. You can wipe apple cider vinegar around your enclosure. Something I do is I also just spot clean. That could also help because it might be the poop that's making the enclosure smell. You can use the mixture with water and white vinegar. That's what I use, and then I just take a tiny little scrub sponge and I just wash the edges and the walls of the enclosure. That helps reduce the smell for me, but there's also a lot of tactics on the internet. Maddie's Animals YouTube link is also going to be down in the description below, so go check them out. And okay guys, it has come to the end of the video, but I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a like, subscribe, and share this channel and video with all of your friends. Bye, see you next time.